started talking about sin where you broke to all about sin. Well, the emphasis that was there, I think the topic was walking away from sin. And then we mostly emphasize on grace, about walking away from sin. And it's take the grace of God to walk away from sin. You cannot just walk by yourself except through the grace of God.
We heard that? Anybody remember anything else?
Okay.
He talked about walking away from sin was our main thing, because according to John, he said here in the second chapter of the epistle he wrote that we should walk away from sin. But the second verse told us that when we sin, we have an advocate. I said the reason he added the second verse was that we are walking on planet Earth, which depicts that we cannot avoid sin 100%. As we still carry on this weight on our body, we call flesh, sin will be common with us. We will slip in many ways, we will fall many times. But John wrote to encourage us that we have somebody when we make an error, and has made emphasis that when we fall, it was not because we decided to fall. It was because it was an accident. Did we talk about that last week? When we Christians, when we fall, and somebody sometimes, I told them, I will not stop smoking, I will not stop drinking, I will not stop going to juju or consulting other authors because I want to go to heaven. I am already a citizen of heaven. So as a citizen of heaven, we are not, or as citizens of heaven, we are not supposed to go to other authors. That's not our DNA. That's not our specification. That's not our calling. We are called to be separate. We are children of God. Oh, you want to go to heaven right now? No, I'm not smoking because I want to go to heaven. I'm already a citizen of heaven, an ambassador on this earth, so I am not supposed to smoke. I'm not supposed to do adultery. I'm not supposed to be consulting other demons. I'm not doing them to go to heaven, no. I am a citizen of heaven, representing God here. So when you are an ambassador of a nation, your behavior, that's why the piece of land that you occupy in that foreign land is called your country. You know that? Even though this is America, but if we have the Nigerian embassy here, the piece of land that Nigerian embassy cover is Nigeria. You behave there like Nigerian. You do everything there like Nigerian. Yeah, when you're on that spot where you call the embassy, the ambassador who is there supposed to behave there like a Nigerian. When we have a piece of land in another country, we call it the American embassy. The person who is there as the ambassador, the person behaves like an American. And when the person speaks in that country, they will say, America says. You understand what I'm talking about? Our behavior is not to dictate that we want to be member of citizens of heaven. No, we are citizens of heaven, so our attitude is supposed to portray it. Just as Peter said, what did Peter, not Peter, Matthew, in chapter 5, what did he say? Chapter 5, verse 15, what is he saying? He said, let our
light shine before men.
why our light shining? So that what can happen?
They may see and glorify
So
the
that
Father
God can be
in heaven.
glorified. He didn't say so that we can become citizens of heaven or we can go to heaven. No. We are citizens of heaven. We shine our light into the world so that God's glory can be seen. We're not doing good to go to heaven. No. Doing good doesn't take, I tell you here over and over, doesn't take anybody to heaven. You can't enter heaven because you did good. You can't enter heaven because you were doing some kind thing. You bought land for church, you bought building like this, you bought car, you sent missionary. It doesn't take you to heaven. Only Jesus paid for it. And he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes unto God or he's unto the Father except through me. So don't worry when someone says there are multiple ways, the Hindus, the Buddhists, the this one, that didn't name anything they want to name. We were not the one who said it. It's not my opinion. That thing was written before I was born. So no school I will go to and can't change that thing. That Jesus who spoke it, he said, I am the way. No one can come to God besides passing through me. And we saw that he was the one who laid down his life and paid for sin. If there were other activists, if there were other leaders, group leaders who came out and said none of them, go to all religions, go check them. No leader religious came out to say, I am the way. And none of them came to show you that you are saved. All of them gave you conditions if you will be saved in the future. And they themselves even don't know what will be done of them. Only Christ told you, I am the way. And I will lay down my life and take it back. And for sure, as he predicted it in 3 days, he was back to life. Over a month, he stayed with people to prove to people that he is Jesus. He walked with people. That's why I gave the disciples to follow us. The audacity, the bravery that they could go and people want to kill them, they said, kill us. We are followers of Jesus. They saw him, what he said. They saw the truth in it, that he is the way. When he ascended, the angels came to them. Why are you standing gazing in the sky here? The one he saw going, you will see him coming back in light manner. He will come back. So our running away from sin is to keep in fact we are still on the fellowship with God. It's still keeping on with fellowship with God. It will be keeping fellowship with God. God, we all know, we have been taught that God does not behold sin, right? We know this. And we have studied that, or we have talked about that over and over, even when we're having our passion time. When we heard Jesus crying on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me? And we explained that the reason he was forsaken on the cross, it was because he took our sin on his body. And while sin was on him, God, the deity, his divinity, cannot behold sin. He got to turn his back to Jesus. To reject him just because he wants us to be accepted. He was rejected so that we could be accepted. So when we are accepted as friends of Jesus, of God, as beloved, we got to keep away from sin, because if you are friendly with somebody and you know that, not taking more relationship, if you are friendly with somebody and you know that there's certain things that can make that person best, what do?
Try your best to not do that thing.
To avoid it, right?
Yeah.
To keep your relationship, you do as much as possible to do away with it. So we are not under the bondage again to say we must not sing so that we can go to heaven. No. We have become friends of God. We are being paid for. But he didn't just come to pay for us so that we can go back to sin. It's like we're taking him back to the cross, according to the writer of Hebrews. When we are tasted of this, go back again to sin, we are taking Jesus back to the. We are saying the one he did was not enough. And if you follow us on Pastor, the podcast you're having on something, we were discussing the 10 lepers. There was one that went back to Jesus and told him, thank you. Then he asked a simple question, were you not 10? Where are the 9? And Pastor posed the question to me. He said, but what do you think about this man? Then one man coming back and said, yeah, this man came to show gratitude. His appreciation for what God did. I said, most of the time, we lost sight of what people do for us because we think that it is our right. We think that my mom she's supposed to do this thing for me. The reason I went for that background was the 9 persons that didn't turn back to tell Jesus thank you, they were Jews. The one foreigner that was among them, who was not a Jew, he came back to tell Jesus thank you. So the rest of the 9 went thinking that salvation was to them, healing was their portion, this was so. So Jesus just did what he's supposed to do.
So that was the way to
That's the source of many times our ingratitude. Because we feel that it's the responsibility of somebody to do certain things. So we don't feel indebted to them to go say thank you for what he did for me. When your child just went and bought you one news or just came to hear this certain service for you, that's your child who's supposed to do it for you. But be grateful to this child to say, oh baby, oh my daughter, my son, oh I appreciate you so much. He was, oh mother, I'm supposed, yes, I know he's supposed to do it, but I'm grateful that you did it. I'm grateful that you did it. I said, many of us Christians, we don't show our gratitude to God for sending Jesus to die for us. So when we just hear the name, we are saved, and we pass around, we live in a life, not making our reflection on how we were paid for. Our life, we live it carelessly because we don't even know how much it took to save us. The Bible tells me when Jesus was in Gethsemane, that was the night when he was arrested, praying. They said his body, he sweated until the sweat was like blood coming from his body. Can you imagine that? Jesus of all present. At one point, when he prayed, he said, Father, if it is possible, this thing should not happen to me. Let's rewrite the story. Let's give different story to them. Because it was too much what he did to go for me. When he imagined it, he could not allow himself to easily go through. It was too much for him. The disciples themselves, they could not even keep up. All of them felt as and nobody was able to keep up. He said, you're not even able to stand with me. When he came by, he woke them up. When he came by, they all gone. It was in slumber. He said, okay, you have your rest. Go there. And he went for me. All the way to Calvary, for me. He went for me. He went for me. All the way to Calvary, he went for me. There he died to set me free. When they say all the way to Calvary, it's not just the journey you can take steps to go there. From where Jesus was arrested and placed on a stake to be beaten, his body was broken. The Bible says he was unrecognizable. You couldn't see him and say that this was Jesus. They beat him and disfigured him. His body was broken already. Then they took the cross. They say he should throw it to carry. He fell 2 times on the way. And at one point now, somebody had to come to tow the cross, to help carry that cross. It was too much to reach to Golgotha. And Golgotha is a mountain outside of Jerusalem. You know, having a cross, your body broken down, how do you clean out something? He went there for us to set us free. So if we see, yes.
So, because you said from your explanation, you said that it's not about our work. Yeah, take us to heaven.
Yeah.
Then, so what happened to the man that helped Jesus to take that cross? Will that make any impact in his life or helping to go in heaven or something?
No, taking the cross can't carry you to heaven. Nothing else. That one I put it straightforward. Nothing else can take you to heaven. They can put you on the stage to burn you. It doesn't take you to heaven.
But see what he showed right there.
He worked.
To help Jesus.
I know, he worked. There are different things we get as benefit for doing certain things. But they are not what take us to heaven.
So why is it different from that man and the one that on the cross?
The one that on the cross, he didn't do anything. What he did was he believed in Jesus. That's what I'm telling you now. That's the difference I'm giving you now. The man on the cross, did he do anything? No, what did he do? Put his faith in Jesus. Trust Jesus as his Savior. That's all you need to do to get saved. You don't need to do anything else. The men on the cross, they didn't come down. They didn't do offering. They didn't do tithe. They didn't do holy living. They didn't do anything. Jesus told him today, you will be with me in paradise. We see in Ephesians, Paul wrote to us, he said, you are saved by grace through faith. It's not by work, so that anybody will start boasting around here. To avoid boasting, Jesus himself had to come do it. If we had to do it, Jesus didn't have to come, we could do it. But over 1,500 years, nobody was able to be saved by law. They didn't say to say by the law, no man can be saved. That means by doing the work, no man can be saved. No man can be saved by doing the work. There is one way to be saved, and that one way is through Jesus Christ. And when we are saved, we are not saved. In verse 10 of Ephesians chapter 2, he said we are God's workmen. We are his workmanship, created inside Christ. For what? His good pleasure. We have to be doing things that will bring glory to God. We have to be doing things. That's the reason he created us inside Christ. When we come back as born again, as a born again, our purpose is to image God to the world. We have to reflect God is living inside us. We have to reflect that God that is inside us to the world. That's our purpose. Yes.
So I still come back to the man that told the cross.
Yeah.
So there is any lesson about him towing the cross to help Jesus that can help us as a Christian or anything?
Yeah, let me come in a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you're running around a little bit. So, it's not about toting the cross, it is about the mindset. Jesus knows what you need from him. You can get a lot of offerings and speak the right word. But God knows your heart. Why you are giving the offering. You can give someone food tomorrow in the street, and then maybe you talk about it. But God knows your heart, why you are doing it. So, the man toting the cross, there's a reason why he learned from God. And the man that on the cross that spoke, that recognized Jesus, there's a reason. God knows his heart in all what we're talking here. It's not about, talking about our heart. What is the reason we are doing it? We're seeing the man toting the cross. But why are you toting the cross? When I'm helping you, why am I helping you for?
This is what I'm asking because maybe
God knows our heart.
Okay.
So he paid you according to.
Yeah, don't come back there.
Yeah.
He talk about doing work.
Yeah.
Work, when you go back to Corinthians, Paul said when we get to heaven, he didn't say what will carry us there. He said our work will be judged. And they will give us crowns. Crowns for our works. And he said if your work is not good, you guys will be tested by fire. They will test your work through fire. Like gold. When it come out like pure gold, then you get a crown for it. There are positions, there are things. You hear Jesus saying to the disciples to John in Revelation, he said, those who will endure to the end, those who will keep their garment clean, when I come back, I will make them leaders over nations. There are works that we are doing that when God comes, even for his millennium, for his 1,000-year reign on earth, he will have people in positions. But this morning, the Lord just picked them. He said, some of you, will you even be able to be head over your own horse that you are in? Can God entrust you with the horse that you have to make you head there? Because he will be choosing us as leaders. These principalities we have over nations. The prince of Greece, the prince of Persia, the prince of Liberia, the prince of America, the prince of the different countries. Those princes are there, ruling there. But when God comes, or when Jesus comes in the second term, he will remove those princes, and we will become those princes. We are of a royal priesthood. And when we will take over leadership, when God entrusts you with even a horse to take care of before entrusting you with a whole city or entrusting you with a whole country. Because they are regional princes. So what you do right now, he said, when you are faithful in little things, they will make you heads over bigger things. In this little congregation we can be in, are we serving there in a little way that Jesus can entrust our kingdom matter? Are you doing? When you do physical things, there's a physical reward for it. But salvation has no attachment to it. No good things you did, no work you did that cause or qualifies you for salvation. There's just one way, and that one way was what Jesus did. His finished work on the cross. And when he did it, he said, "It is finished." There's no way to ask unto it like people like Ellen G. White, who came and said that Jesus fulfilled part of our salvation, but the rest of them are left with what to do. Now the 7 days Adventists are going about with it. They still even going back. They said on the Sabbath that God called for was on Saturday, so they should observe the Saturday. I said, okay, I agree with you. If you observe the Saturday, you have done very well. But if you are still observing the Saturday, don't leave out the 9 commandments, because I think they gave you. When you break one, you have broken all. Do well to do all the 10 commandments. Don't just do one. Because you want to live by the commandment. Go by it. If you can achieve all, you go to heaven. You don't need Jesus. If you can achieve all, you are free to go to heaven. On the Sabbath day, you get the law of the Sabbath that you should not sweat on that day. Don't do anything to make you sweat. That's why they build synagogues in the various communities. Because your distance is far to reach to the temple in Jerusalem. You go to a synagogue. Because you're not supposed to walk more than 1 mile. You walk more than 1 mile, you start sweating. You have broken the Sabbath. Yeah. You have broken the Sabbath. Don't break the Sabbath. Don't do anything to work. You saw a man who went to take some dry steak to come cook with it. They saw him. They told Moses. Moses said, God, when Moses told God, God said, take that man outside the camp. They stoned him to death for picking all dry steak to come cook with it on the Sabbath day. So if you want to keep the Sabbath, keep it. But be sure to observe everything to the letter. And for 1,500 years, nobody was able to do it. Jesus had to come afterward to save us. When they gave the law, it took 1,500, nobody able to do it, to observe it. Nobody can observe the law and not break one. Nobody able to live by the law and not break one. So our salvation is in no work, is in nobody, is in no recitation, is in no prayer besides what God did. It's in no church, it's in no religion. Only Jesus Christ saved us. But he saved us as I began, but for a good reason. He didn't save us because he wanted us saved. He saved us to image him, just as I was doing this morning prayer. God, how did he make us? In his image and in his likeness. So we should behave like small girls. Our behavior should be commensurate with our calling. We are born again. We are children of God. So as children of God, we should reflect God. God should be seen inside us. That's what we should be striving to do daily and not. I'm not saying don't work. Please don't get me wrong. Did I say that? No. In fact, we work, we are obeying God. We are obeying Jesus because he has shown all we should do. To go preach, to go pray, to do this one, to do all the other things he had told. And he told the disciples, if you love me, you will obey my commandments. Do not forsake the gathering of believers. Those are things he told us. Do not do this one, do this one, do this one. He told us to do those things. He said when we love him, we will obey his commandments. We were not saved because we obey the commandments, but we got saved to obey the commandments. You getting it? The thing he has instructed us to do, he saved us to do them. And I have a simple way of explaining it. I said I didn't pay tax to America. I didn't live the way American people live, their lifestyle and everything when I was in Liberia. Until they granted me a visa to come to America. I didn't stay pay it when I got on the plane. I didn't do anything like Americans can do until I crossed the border when I stepped in Chicago. Then I went to buy candy. They said, hey, the candy here is 50 cents, then 5 cents tax. So you gotta pay 55
Then
cents.
you receive a yellow no, you exchange your yellow envelope.
You understand what I'm talking about, right?
That book.
Now I have entered the American grounds. What should I do? I should start acting like an American. There are rules and regulations in America when you are there that you have to do. You understand it? There are things. I was not paying taxes, direct taxes to my government in the country I was. I can go make fun, I can grow things, I can't say that. I don't care to give anything to government. I use everything on my own. But they say, even before you make fun, government say, cannot discuss it. You can't even work on island, don't touch it. Give me some money first before you go on island to make fun there.
First thing say it's not even negotiable. They decide what you give it. Then if they ask you, you say, but it's not growing, you say, I want this. So they decide the tax.
You understand what I'm talking about? That's the process. I don't just go in the bush and start cutting trees, no. But in my home, I can take power so I cut BB tree down, do any put fire there, it burn everything. Here, you can't just let fire. You know that, right? You can't just go in the community and let fire there. You see a cop can stand behind and say, excuse me, what happened there? Why are we going on here? They ask me why I have to let fire. Oh, in my home country, I can go behind one truck, really, I just stand out with my trousers, I don't know, I went the whole place. No, they tell me, no, you don't ease yourself here in the street. You don't even do it in the bushes. And when you understand what I'm talking about, I am here in this country now. What should I be like? Behaving according to the rule of this country. So when I become a Christian, born again, citizen of heaven, there are rules and regulations. Caution. We have come to the close of the day. We are walking away from sin. First John chapter 2. Verses 1 and 2, that we should walk away from sin. And our mindset for walking away from sin is not because we want to go to heaven, it's because we are citizens of heaven. That's how we're supposed to behave. To keep our fellowship with God.
So, what that implies, as long as we mingle with sin and we, because the end of it said to keep our fellowship with Christ.
Yeah.
So it implies as long as we identify with sin, we mingle with sin, then we don't have fellowship with God.
Yeah, we break the fellowship with Him. And it was just John was going to go when you go to chapter 3, he says something there that he who does not do this is not of God because God is this. He will begin to explain now those who belong to God. He will make the distinction. We can be in the church, it doesn't mean we belong to God. Coming to the church doesn't make you belong to God. You just belong to the group here. Yeah. We belong to the fellowship. We are obligated to each other. When something happens to you, kind of do other things, but that doesn't mean that you are having a relationship with God. So to prove that you have a true relationship with God, we will see those characters in the future chapters as we come to them. They will distinguish who belongs to God and those who don't belong to God.
And I'm sure it doesn't even stop, God from being compassionate. He is still compassionate.
Yeah.
But yet, we don't have a fellowship with Him.
Yeah, you don't have a relationship with Him. Anybody else? Okay. That was that for today. John is in